Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Friday Night Sport with myself, Thaakir Dawood. It's a very special episode tonight. I mean, it's been a great 2020. We've had a number of superstars on our show this year. We've had the likes of your 2019 Rugby World Cup winners to the likes of Ashwell Prince quite recently. We had Mark Fish. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I'm sure in the weeks to come, while we're going to be off air, you can enjoy those interviews as we will share them on all of the Salam media platforms. Thank you so much to everyone out there for your support throughout the year. We really, really, really appreciate it. And to our guests, to our sport athletes, administrators, and everyone involved in sport, thank you for choosing me to tell your story. I appreciate it, and I will tell your story to the best of my ability. Well, that brings us to our story that I'm going to be telling you tonight, or our guest will be telling you for that matter. He goes by the name of Moeneeb Josephs. He is the most capped PSL player ever. Let's just let that sink in. He has 410 matches in the PSL. Just to give you some context to this, nearing the end of his career, while he was still playing, there was guys playing in the PSL that was born when he played in the PSL. Just to give you some context as to how long his career was and the longevity that he had in it. Yes, he has 3 league titles. I mean, 2 with Pirates, 1 with Wits. Also, let's just go back again, just to give you some context. Also, he is so old, he won a Rothmans Cup. And for the kids out there that do not know what that is, go do your research. But for now, we're going to be joined by Moeneeb Josephs, our special guest this evening. Salam. I'm good, alhamdulillah. Thank you so much.
Salam to all the viewers. Just finally, I'm going to show you now. Long I've been hounding you to be on this show. I find it very sad that I only get to be on here now. And I'll come to you now. And hey, listen. I played 493 games, and I'm only celebrating now the 19th anniversary of my 21st. So let's get that right, yeah?
Well, then I think the internet has to update their stats there. Transfer markets exposing us. Moeneeb, can you just speak up a bit there? It looks like your mic is just covered. Can you just speak a little louder, Kanala? Can you just speak up a bit?
Can you hear me now?
Nope, it looks like we've just got a slight technical glitch there, but we're going to be working on that. And once we come back, Moeneeb's going to tell us all about his illustrious career in football. Where do we start? He's played in the 2010 World Cup, held in South Africa, on South African soil. I mean, I've sat in his company a few times and he's told us a few stories about the 2010 World Cup, but that I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to wait and let him tell you that himself. And then also his career with Pirates. I mean, he shared a dressing room with footballing greats. I mean, the only South African to win a Champions League, Benny McCarthy, he shared a dressing room with him at Pirates and in the Bafana camp. Then also he shared a camp and a dressing room at Wits and at Pirates with Dane Klett, the most iconic football players in South Africa with, I mean, I think he has the most silverware in South African football, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that just shows the caliber of player that he is. He does hail from Cape Town, Rocklands, and he's going to tell us all about that. Moeneeb?
Thaakir, how's it, brother? Can you hear me now?
All right, loud and clear.
Alhamdulillah. Where was
Okay.
I before? No, I need to
Yeah,
hear
you were
something.
telling me of your caps.
Yes, I'm not that old. Although I've played, you've got the stats wrong, 493 games. Remember, I'm only celebrating the 19th anniversary of my 21st. So I'm not that old. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of grey hair hiding behind that gel.
Yeah, and I had to put the whole pot on just for this interview, brother. But shukran for having me. Shukran for having me. Salam to all the listeners and everybody to this great show. What you're doing for South African, let's say, South African sportsmen, I think it's good as well, man, because, you know, especially us local guys, once we start to retire, everybody tends to forget. But people like you guys keep us nice in the limelight there, keep our name out there. And alhamdulillah, shukr to you guys. You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Look, I must say shukran to you. And while we're talking about your career and being in the limelight, what are you currently doing? What are you keeping up to these days?
At the moment, all I'm doing is just relaxing. But there is a few projects that I am involved with, especially community projects, because we first and foremost we're busy setting up a foundation here in Mitchell's Plain where with community upliftment, just to get our kids a little bit more focused on their schooling and things like that. So that is a project that my heart is involved in. Then I'm also as well. I have the kids around in the area because I've been here now for about 2 months setting this thing up. So I have the kids that are just around that down the school. I take them to the field and we have training sessions. As you can see, my lovely tan. This is now being in Mitchell's Plain and playing on the field without any sun lotion. But that is what I'm doing in my spare time. Just trying to give back where I can and invest a little bit in our future, in our community kids.
No, definitely. I mean, it's quite interesting because you could have went anywhere overseas. I mean, with the career that you have and the CV that you have, I mean, you could have went anywhere in the world. However, you decided to go back to Mitchell's Plain and start unearthing the future Moeneeb Josephs, the future Clayton Daniels, the future Brandon Petersons. I mean, do you know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like South Africa needs to put you on that pedestal and that platform. Like I told you, I know you don't like the limelight, but well, here you are right now.
Alhamdulillah, listen, Alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala has granted that I had a good and successful career, alhamdulillah, and I did an interview once with one of the guys, and he showed me a list of about 5 teams, filled with players that come from my area that play professional football, just from our area, Mitchell's Plain area, right? And it amazed me because I thought to myself, you know what, if this opportunity was afforded to us to go and play at the highest level in South Africa, what is happening to that next generation? What is happening to those guys? So, and that is why alhamdulillah Allah has put it in my heart now where, that is my purpose, that is my mission, and I'd like to unearth the next talent, if we call it so, from Mitchell's Plain, because there's so much talent in this place that we like have forgotten. It's like everybody's just forgotten about Mitchell's Plain here, and for me that is sad. And another sad thing is the fact that a lot of professional people that come from these type of areas. I'm not saying all. I'm saying a lot of them. Most of us, when we tend to make it out of Mitchell's Plain and we make it on the big stage somewhere, we tend to think to ourselves, you know what, I've made it. Alhamdulillah, I'm out of that area. Instead of thinking to yourself, you know what, I've made it and I've made it, and let me try and see what the knowledge and the things that I've picked up along the way, if I can try and pass that on to some of the youngsters coming through as well, and that is my mindset at the moment. But alhamdulillah, shukr, I'm grateful for my career, and now we see we can get someone else's career and change someone else's life for the future, inshallah.
No, definitely. And from my side, I can make a promise to you. I'm in Cape Town next week, and we definitely gonna go unearth that next talent in Mitchell's Plain together next week.
We have to, Thaakir. We have to, because you know what? There's so much talent here that the only thing that we need to do is it has platforms like this where we can get those little kids those exposure and those things to show them that that we have something out here. And when you come down here as well, inshallah, we can go have a look around, and with your show, we can even see what we're busy with here in Mitchell's Plain with the foundation, inshallah.
I mean, no, definitely. Moeneeb, I mean, let's start at the start. I mean, where did your love for football begin?
My love for football began with my grandfather. The first thing you do, I can't recall it, but I'm sure and I've seen it around as well. The first thing your parent or your whoever's looking after you get you when you're a boy and you're born is the first thing they give you is a ball. That's the first thing they give you is a football. So that's the first thing you ever get to really love is a football as a youngster. And then my grandfather, who was a goalkeeper for Baltic Rangers, one day took me to a place called here in Mitchell's Bay, Manandi Beach, and for us that was like Blouberg, that's like Scams Bay, going to Manandi here, and we were playing on the field there with a few guys, and I was like 6 or 7 years old. And I don't know, somehow he saw something in me and he told me, Moeneeb, I'm going to make you a goalkeeper now. And I thought, Daddy, wow, what's a goalkeeper? And he showed me because he was a goalkeeper for Baltic Rangers. And then as soon as I saw what he loved, what he did, and diving on the ground and getting dirty in the mud, and then I just took a liking to that. And from there on, alhamdulillah, I just carried on. I just loved it for the rest, for as long as my career carried on. I loved being a goalkeeper because Goalkeepers are special people, special in many ways. You know what I'm saying? Not just we are special upstairs as well, and you have to be special to stand on a field and all alone while everybody's enjoying themselves with the ball. You have to wait till somebody come and kick you in the face with the ball. You have to be a special guy to like that. You know what I'm saying? So no, this love for football started at a very young age.
Certainly, and I mean, you've made it quite public. I mean, quite recently in an AmaZulu pre-match talk about the impact that your mother had in your sporting career.
Yes.
And I'm sure for the listeners and the viewers out there that hasn't listened to your pre-match video, can you just give us some context as to why you decided to give that story to your players before they took the pitch that evening?
Yeah, you understand football can be a strange game. You can get caught in the lights very easily, you know, if you're there for the wrong reasons, you know. Football has changed my life. I can only speak for myself and I can speak for many others as well. But football has changed my life from being close to a gangster to being able to send my mother to Mecca. So it has changed my life. Allah Ta'ala with the guidance of Allah Ta'ala, of course, but football has played such a massive part in my life that when I think of football, when I speak about football, it's a love for me that's hard to explain, you know, because it has provided me with so much opportunity and traveling that I never thought would have been possible for me ever. So when we got to AmaZulu, we were fighting for our lives, you know, fighting for our lives completely, because when you play professional football and you're fighting relegation, all you're thinking about is, most of the players think about is, you know what, I need to get the 3 points, I need to get the 3 points. But to get that 3 points, it's going to take a lot of effort, you know. And especially being under pressure that we were, we needed something different. We need to think differently. Because once you go to the first division, you must understand your whole lifestyle changes. Everything changes. Your salary bracket changes. You're not as known in the public anymore. You don't get to earn the salary that you always earn, right? So I needed to remind the kids that why we doing what need the boys that why we doing this in the first place. We all come from backgrounds where either we just grew up in single parent homes or there's nobody at home or our grandmothers are looking after us. And the effort that they put in to raise us and to be the best that we can be, a lot has come from their side to us to be the best that we can be. So we were at the stage in our careers, especially when we were fighting for the relegation, we were at the stage in our careers where we've worked so hard to get to a point, and especially in to play professional football, that we tend to forget about why we're doing it in the first place. Some of us do it for fame and for fortune. Some of us do it because that puts bread on our table, that puts food on our table, that feeds our families. We are breadwinners. Most of us we are breadwinners in a family of, I don't know, you can put the number there, but we are the breadwinners in that family. And here we're doing a job that we love, a job that has helped provide for our families, and we tend to take it for granted, you know. So just to remind them that why we are here in the first place played a big part for me, because what our families went through for us to get the best of whatever we have, they've done a lot, you know. And for us to just want to throw it away like that would be a waste. It was such a big waste. So reminding them of that game, of how important it is for our family to see us be successful and what they've put in. We just need to put in that little bit, try and put in a quarter of that effort of what they did for us to have good lives. Why can't we do it for 90 minutes? Just bring the importance back to why we're doing it in the first place, you know?
And on that, I mean, can you just possibly share the story of the impact that your mother had on your life and your
My mom,
getting your career started as a whole?
of course, my mom has been amazing, because I was raised by a single parent, and it's not easy raising a boy and two girls, you know. And I have a little brother as well now. But it wasn't easy, because a single mom providing for those kids, it's not easy. But she made it look easy because she had that character, that fight, that strength, and that don't give up attitude. You know, at that time I never understood it, but oh my God, I started to realize what she's been doing for us. to be the best that we can be. You know, I remember when I used to play. I started under 8, and then I got called up to the Western Province team for the first time. You know, and she was working at Spy at the time as a cashier. You know, so there's not a big salary. You know, but what she did for me then was, because everything needed to be paid for me to go as well. She put in she put in but she got from the work, she got in bananas and all those stuff, you know. She got all those little things for me and put it in the side of my bag for me to have something decent to have on the trip to Durban, you know, so just so they can have something to eat on the bus. And you know what happened? I came back with those things, because so you could have imagined how my bag smelled. It smelled like bananas and pears and things like that for the trip. And 2 weeks later, I came back forgetting about those things on the side of my bag, because I'm an 8-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? But she just made sure that I had something on the road when you know. Let me tell you a little thing, like what happened was my first game for Orlando, my first game for Cape Town Spurs. I was 16 years old, right? And 16, yeah. Then the night before the game, we were playing Orlando Pirates at Athlone Stadium. So I had a dream the night. Dumisa Ngobe was in the game. That was the senior player. Dumisa Ngobe, John Moeti, and all those guys were still playing, right? So I had a dream that he's going to kick me. And the morning I woke up, I sat with my mom and I told my mommy, I don't know why I had this dream and this guy's going to kick me. And she told me, no, don't worry, it's just your nerves, you know, it's just your nerves for the game. And prepare to put that out of your mind. It's just a dream. Put it out of your mind. You're going to play against a big team. There's going to be a lot of supporters. You're going to enjoy it. She and my granny came to the game. Right, she and my granny came to watch me play at Athlone Stadium. So there was probably like, I will be lying, but close to 40,000 people was in the stand that night for the game, my first game ever. Right, 20 minutes into the game, so they have a shot at goal and I make a big save. Right, and that's all a goalkeeper needs to get his confidence up. And when I made the big save, I thought to myself, now I'm in this game. Now I'm gonna show them who Moeneeb is. Right, 25 minutes into the game, they play a through ball. One-on-one situation. Who's coming on to me? Dumisa Ngobe. He's the one running onto the ball. As he comes running to the ball, I go to close the ball down. As I close the ball with my hands, he pushes his foot right through into my chest. And that's it. Game is over for me. Because all I realized was I'm on a stretcher and they're carrying off from the field. And who was the first people that I called for? I want my mommy. My mom had to come all the way from the stand down, 16-year-old professional football. My mom had to come all the way down from the stand to come and call me to tell me everything is okay. That is how important my mom was to me, you know. I didn't ask for anybody or what. It's just, I need my mom by my side. My mom and my granny were standing in the change room. And all my mom was saying was, Moeneeb, is this our professional football team dressing room? Look, you guys are dirty, man. You must clean me. I said, Mommy, my chest is sore. I need it to be here for me. But
Moeneeb, it seems like your mommy never seems to leave you. And while we're on that, I just want you to check this out real quick.
Okay.
Hi, salam. My name is Fatima. You can call me Auntie Timmy. I am Moeneeb's mommy. Been there from day one. And all I can tell you guys is I'm the proudest mom ever, really, because of all his achievements and everything. And not only that, the feeling and whatever, you know, how his most important thing is his family. How we support the family, and that is why all of us here, we are 100% behind him, no matter what he decides to do or not to do. Moeneeb, you know that we love you so very much, and we are all so very proud of you, my baby. Have a lekker day, and anything further, just enjoy yourself, guys. And this is Moeneeb's mom saying ciao.
Jy's nog altyd Bobby se baby.
Oh, Shabbat. Thaakir, what the? You told me this is going to be an interview fun, dude. Now you're going to make me emotional. You know what I'm saying? But that's my mom. You can hear as well, Thaakir. You can hear as well. I'm still a baby. Everything is still my baby, you know. But that's my mom, and that's beautiful, brother. That's beautiful. That's what sets you apart from the rest. You know, that's what sets you apart from the rest.
Moeneeb, while we're talking of your mom, last one before we move on, you said she put the bananas and stuff in the side pocket, and let's just chat a bit about your let's just chat a bit about when you went to under 8 Western Province camp and you got your call up and you couldn't go. Just tell the public exactly what measures that auntie went to.
Oh, brother.
That she went to on that day to make sure that you can go to that camp.
Yeah. You know what? My mom had a ring, a wedding band. Yeah. And she was a single mom, you know. And what she did was she took that. We walked. She never told me that time. We just walked that day, and then she had a ring in her hand, and then, you know, as a kid, you're just gonna follow your mom everywhere. You're gonna follow your mom everywhere. Hey, please take my hand, and you know, when we off, and then we got to a guy, and I saw her take the ring, you know, because my mom has been divorced for a while, you know, and she took that ring, and all I could see her do was, because, you know, she's obviously trying to hide what she was doing, you know, and then she took that ring and she gave this ring to that guy, you know, and when she gave that ring to that guy, we went back home. I mean, she was the happiest lady in the world because she told me, Moeneeb, you know where you're going now, boy? You're going to Durban. And then I thought to myself, how are we going to Durban, Mom? You know, we don't have any money to go to Durban. She told me, no, Moeneeb, don't worry. I'm sorted. Mommy sorted you out, you know. Then later in my life, I found out that she took that ring to a loan shark to pay for my trip to Durban so that I can go and live my dreams. So you tell me, how can I not want to give my best in my career, my whole career that has stuck with me, my whole career for what she has done? And alhamdulillah, that is why I can tell you, Thaakir, I can tell you this now. You've never heard any bad publicity about me. You've never heard anything where Moeneeb is out of line, because from that day, I told myself, I'm never going to allow my mom to be in that situation again. And I'm never going to put my mom through anything bad with where my football is concerned, no matter how big the lights get for me. I always remember what my mom did for me to be on this path. You know what I'm saying? So that was my mom. That is my mom and my dad. She played both roles. I never felt, you know, not one part in my life where I felt like I missed the dad in my life, because she filled that role to the T, you know. So there was no chance I was gonna let her down. And you can see in games, people always ask you, Moeneeb, you always want to fight if you're not winning. I say yes, because she taught me never to give up. She taught me to fight for what you want. And in games, when we play games and you 1-0 down, I need to get my team to fight to get a good result, because that is what my mom taught me. Nobody else. My mom taught me that. No matter what in life comes your way, you don't give up. You keep fighting. And, you know, my mom is just, I don't have any words to explain how much she means to me.
I think you pretty much summed it up with your emotion and the words that you just shared with us. When you're back to the football, when did everything start kicking off for you, and when did you sign your first professional contract?
I signed my first professional football contract when I was 16. Yeah. I remember a guy, Louis de Faria. We used to call him the eye of the eagle, because he had the knack of looking for talent, finding talented players. I'm not saying that I'm a talented player, but what I'm saying is he had the eye for finding good players, because he just had a reputation, you know. And I was playing for Westridge Rovers at the time, and he started to come to my mom and ask my mom, hey, listen, Thaakir, you see that picture, brother? Mom, I'm drifting from the topic. But do you see that picture? I have a story for you about that picture, my friend.
I'm ready. Come, share the story. I'm ready.
Okay, let me share the story. Listen. So I wonder, but the coaches, I don't think coaches are listening to this story, right? So you see that picture? That was an Absa Cup. That was an Absa Cup semi-final against Jomo Cosmos. At that stage of my career, I was flying confident. I was so confident, Thaakir, right? So I told myself, you know what? Football is an entertaining sport. I drifted on the subject now, but Marv, that picture just brought back a memory for me. Listen, Thaakir, listen to the story, right? So that game was at Newlands. It was a semi-final. And I thought to myself, you know what? I was so confident, Thaakir. I was working hard and people were tapping. People were starting to say, hey, listen, this boy needs to get into the national team. But I was so confident. I could turn games. I'm not speaking good about myself, but I'm just speaking about my confidence, how my confidence was that time, right? I was so confident that I knew I could win games for my team. That's how confident I was. You know, at times they'll beat me, but that never dented my confidence because I was working so hard at Ajax at that time. So let me tell you the story. So I tell myself this night, you know what, Moeneeb? Let's see if you can control everything. You know, don't tell anybody that. Don't tell anybody. This is a secret between me and you. So I tell myself the night before the game, I'm gonna see if I can control, if I can make this into a soapy show, right? A soapy show. Gordon Ingles is gonna be so mad at me. So, all right, the game day come. I think to myself, I got the plan. I want to see if it's gonna work, right? So we get to the ground and I tell Gordon Ingles because I was so confident and I was. It's kind of like the star player at Ajax Cape Town that time, right? Everyone is telling, hey, he's going to leave and he's a national team. He needs to go to the national team. So I was confident. I come to train. I tell Gordon Egerson, coach, I come to the game. I tell him, coach, I'm not feeling too well, eh? I'm not feeling too well. I think I got the flu, coach. So now Gordon also knew I was a star player on the team. So he told me, I needed to play, Moeneeb. I needed to play. I said, coach, you know what, coach? I'm going to put don't worry. If you can just get medication for me, I'm going to play, coach. Don't play. And there was absolutely nothing wrong with me, right? Absolutely nothing wrong with me. So he brings the doctor, and the doctor gave me injection, right? Vitamin B injection. I said, okay, coach, I'm feeling a bit better, you know. The game's on TV as well. Coach, I'm feeling a bit better. Let me see how I feel in the warm-up, right? So in the warm-up, I'm doing this. I'm diving, but I'm still flying, you know, in the warm-up for the game. I'm diving and going on. Then the game, and you ask me, Moeneeb, the game's about to start. Moeneeb, how do you feel? I said, coach, I'm not feeling 100%. But I'm going to carry on, coach. I'm going to carry on doing this thing. So the game goes on, right? First half goes on. And then I can't remember this. I can't recall the score exactly. But halftime, so the game goes on and it's tight, you know. And as I'm doing the same, every time I look to the bench and then I go on my knees like this. I keep my knees like this. Coach, and you can hear, and you can see Gordon's like this. Oh, my word. Moeneeb can't come off. He can't come off. We need him. And I can see that happening, you know. Halftime comes, I said, yes, let's see if my plan is going to work now. So, you know, during halftime, you have a 15-minute break. If someone is injured or sick, they're not going to wait for him to come on, right? They're not going to wait. They're going to make the change and someone comes on. So here's my plan. So I go into the change room. They have the team talking. I'm breathing loudly because I know the team needs me. I'm breathing. And then all of a sudden, I get up while he's talking. I run up. I get up and I go to the bathroom and I do this. And I'm making like I'm vomiting, right? I'm making like I'm vomiting. I can Zumba to you, but that's not going to be the right thing to do, right? And I'm making like I'm vomiting. And he comes in the chain. Moeneeb, are you all right, boy? Are you all right, boy? This is close to the referee blowing the whistle for us to go out now. And then I hear the referee's whistle, and then I just do it even more. But nothing, you know, nothing. And then as I see again, so now it's 20 minutes. They stalled the game for 20 minutes of the halftime break. They've added 5 minutes on because I'm sick. So now my plan is coming into play now. So all the tension is on me, right? All the tension is on me, brother. As I'm busy vomiting, making as I'm vomiting, I see the cameraman behind me. The cameraman is right behind me, you know, checking. Hey. And when I watched the game at home, they were saying, hey, listen, Moeneeb's not feeling too well. You can see he's not feeling well. Hey, the boy's really sick. And then all of a sudden, camera goes outside and I'm done. And I said, Coach, just give me a tablet. Just give me a tablet. I'm gonna go play. And I take a Panado and I go out. Nah, kid, I'm 100% fine. You must know this, right? I'm just trying to see what I can pull. I go out. I have a second half of notes, you know, where I'm saving the team. I'm making big saves. The game goes to penalties. Now you must know, every 10 minutes, the camera checks to me how I'm doing, right? If this boy's okay, because they saw me in the change room now. So they're checking, is this boy all right? Is he going to manage to finish this game? So the scene's been set. So the plan is in play. And then the game goes into extra time. The game goes into penalties, Thaakir. And I saved 2 penalties, right? And we win the game. As I win the game. So now I know after the game I make big penalties. The camera's coming to me. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. The camera's going to be focused on me. As the camera comes to me, right? Our manager. I run off the field. I run to the side of the field. Our manager that time was Mr. Dalton. He comes to the phone. Right? He comes with me with a cell phone. I'm on the field still celebrating. Oh, Gordon is right. There's a picture in the art. There was a picture in the clip with me and Gordon standing next to each other and my arm up like that, celebrating bare-chested, right? I had the flu now 5 minutes ago, but now I'm bare-chested because my sweater was off and I was turning it around. The manager hands me the phone. And who's on the phone? Sports minister was Moeneeb Josephs at that time.
Oh, yes.
Moeneeb Josephs was the sports minister at that time. And the manager says to me, Moeneeb, here's the phone. The sports minister wants to speak to you, And I take the phone and I say, hi, Mr. Minister, how are you doing? And the sports minister is like this. Moeneeb Josephs, you, my boy, are what the country needs. You have shown character and will and fight to die for your team. The situation, we are so proud of you. And I'm thinking to myself, if you must just know, this was all just a show that I pulled off here, that I got the sports minister to call me and congratulate me.
Quick question, did they give you a bonus after that?
Of course we get the bonus, not after that immediately, but John gave us a bonus after that. But that's that picture, and in that picture, that's with Thaakir. That picture was on the cover of Kickoff, my friend. On the cover of Kickoff, from trying to start a show to being on the cover of Kickoff from playing the stunt, brother. But Kanala, don't tell anybody. This is a secret.
Look, I mean, we're live on the radio, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, so I think it's a bit too late to say that.
Too late now? All right. Don't stress. Don't get out. It's out. But
so you were telling me when you signed your first contract, I mean, let's get back to that. What was that moment like?
For me, it meant nothing. Because for me, at that time of my life, I still wanted to be a gangster. You know what I'm saying? My football was not the main priority, but when Cape Town Spurs came to me, I thought to myself, oh, these guys want to pay me to play football. I'm gonna sign a contract. And I earned 500 Rand a month at that time. Like 500 Rand a month I earned, my first professional contract. And I wasn't interested in the football store. I was just, I'm going to get free tracksuits. I'm going to get free this and this and this. And because, you know what, we come from the ghetto. So if you have someone giving you something for free, I want to be here. And then as I'm there, I'm thinking to myself, you know what, this is nice. There's TV cameras and all those things. And then I started to take professional football a little bit more serious because, geez, look at all these things happening here around me. Oh, this is crazy. If I focus a little bit here, I can make this my life. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I switched on, But signing that first contract for me, alhamdulillah, was nice, but my mind wasn't there yet. But immediately the next year, because I got to training at Cape Town Spurs, and I saw guys like Andre Arendse, Wayne Roberts. Wayne Roberts was my hero, right? Sean Bartlett. Big players that played for Cape Town Spurs, David Modise. Then I got to see these players. I thought to myself, I'm getting to work with these guys. And I'm enjoying it because they're picking me up at home. And they take me to where I need to be with these big professional superstars. I'm going to do everything to stay in this trade, And then from there on, alhamdulillah, we just went woof, my career just kicked off because I had good guys in the team as well that knew, at that time as well. So you needed to be an apprentice. So you'd wash the guys' boots, Craig Rosley, Manny Rodriguez. You'd wash all these players' boots so you'd earn your stripes into the team. You don't just come in nowadays like today where a youngster gets signed and all of a sudden he's in the first 11. No. Those things never happened those days. You had to earn your place, the respect of your teammates and your place in the team. So I had to go through that whole process. I remember, we played one cup game as well. When I was 16, we played against Vaal professionals. And we went to them. We drew in Vaal. We drew them 1-1. And we came to Durban in the Rothmans Cup. I was 16 years old. And the game went to penalties. I never saved one penalty. We ended up losing that game 10-9. 10-9 in penalties, brother.
19 penalties in one match.
I can't catch a ball to save. I can't catch one penalty to save my life. But alhamdulillah, that just motivated me. I need to improve. I need to get better if I want to play at this level. And I had good guys around me that guided my career. And I'm grateful to them as well.
Moeneeb, you then made a move to Joburg later on in your career, and was that when things started to kick off for you, because you then now became, let's say, a regular in the Bafana squads and the training squads and things like that? I mean, what was your time like in Joburg? I mean, you were quite deeply rooted in Cape Town with your entire family being there, and now all of a sudden to pack up and move to Joburg, which is known as the concrete jungle, and it's foreign land, and you now have to make a life for yourself in this big city.
It was a bit scary at first, but I have to give thanks as well to Coach Boobie Solomons. I was at Ajax Cape Town at the time. SuperSport were interested in signing me, but I needed that homely feeling. I needed to go to a team because I was going to a complete new environment. And when Coach Boobie called me and asked me, would you like to come come and join us? Because they've just got promoted from the first division. He brought the Wits up from the first division. And as soon as he called me, I thought to myself, you know what, this is the place for me to go. You know, because I've been with Coach Boobie as well at national team, under 17 national team, and under 20 national team. So I understand the type of guy that he was as well. And no better place to go to if you have someone that you know and you feel at home with, you know. And then moving to Johannesburg, and don't forget, I got signed. At that time, it was a record fee for a goalkeeper, 1.5 million rand. Record fee.
Yes.
Just so if we look at it today, it was like 105 rand. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder what you got. I wonder what inspired that record signing deal. Was it the acting, or was it actually your football skills?
Oh, sure, but they never knew. They bought a clown and an entertainer. That they didn't know that. They bought an entertainer. But that was a stepping stone for me for things to happen, you know. As soon as I got to Joburg, I got the lifestyle and the mentality of a footballer there is much different to it in Cape Town, you know. In Johannesburg, it's more of, you know, I want to achieve. You know, I want to win things. Whereas in Cape Town, it's just, hey, I'm representing my home team. I'm at home, my family. When I get home, I come home. My friends saw me on TV. It's a different mindset, you know, at that time. But as soon as I moved to Johannesburg, I just saw my game went a level up because I started getting call-ups to the national team. And that was the move that opened a lot of doors for me, alhamdulillah.
You not touched on your national team, and I mean, how can we not speak about a moment in South Africa? I think it's just the acting skills that's just that good. But I mean, when we speak about the national team, and how can we not mention the 2010 World Cup? Can you hear me now? Are we back? The 2010 World Cup, Moeneeb. I mean, that was the cornerstone for many of us, and it inspired me to go further in sport and drove me to go into sport media, that World Cup. Tell us about your experience as a player in the 2010 World Cup.
That was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Imagine getting to live your dream that you've been dreaming all your life. Imagine getting to live it. You know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I got to do that. You know what I'm saying, Thaakir? It was amazing. For the first 3 months, I had a little bit of a disappointment because we had the year before was the Confed Cup, you know, and I got cut from the squad then, you know. And I came back home and I was disappointed, you know, because I wanted to be a part of that team, you know. But as I got back home, I came to speak to a couple of people and my agent as well, my agent Neil Jankovic. He gave me something to do from that time on. You know what I did? I changed all my passwords because he's a believer in of positive thinking. You know, setting that out there. He's that type of guy from MSC Sports. So what happened was he made me change all my passwords, all my passcodes, all my PIN numbers. He made me change all that to 2010-01. Right? So what it is in 2010. 01 is I want to be the number one goalkeeper. So everywhere I punch that in, be it my PIN code, be it my password, be it that was that time. Please, whoever's watching now, that's not my password anymore. So, but that was it, you know. I made everything my everything. So whenever I type in it, I kept printing it into my head, the back of my head. 2010-01. Oh, why am I typing this in? No, because I want to be the number one goalkeeper in 2010. And that was my mindset forward. And as you can see in that season as well that I played there, I think I got Player of the Year by Orlando Pirates.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, I got goalkeeper of the year for that league. So it was a whole mindset change for me, you know. And then finally I got part of the World Cup squad. We went to Germany for a month. We went to Brazil for a month, where it was fully focused on the tournament, you know, just before the tournament. And we played some interesting opposition and some quality opposition that prepped us for this whole tournament, you know. It was amazing because you must understand, as a young man, as a young boy, all you dream of is football, right? You see the football on the television and you go out and you imitate that guy. Like you go out and you imitate that guy. I want to be him. I want to play in the World Cup, and you put that in the back of your head, right? Then growing up, every year, when the World Cup came about, you go back in there and watch again the World Cup and go in the street and no, I'm him this year, you know? So you play pretend and you imitate players. So you plant this dream in the back of your head all the time. You plant it in the back of your head, you know? So it stays with you. And when I got to older, that password change just brought all that together. And then against Uruguay, I'm sitting on the bench, right? Then the World Cup comes around. And Uruguay, I'm sitting on the bench. Me and Shoaib, and Kune had a brilliant, I think he was excellent in the first game against Mexico. So I thought to myself, no, he's on form, because we were so fit, you know, we were really fit. We worked really hard for the tournament. And the game started Uruguay. I thought, no, Kune is going to be starting, so I'm going to do my role, be the backup support goalkeeper and motivate him and everything, you know. And it's freezing cold that night in Pretoria. My mom came to watch me that game, my mom and my sisters. Oh, my word. That's what I did first. My wife and her brother came. My wife and her father came to the Mexico game, but my mom wanted to come for that game. And look how it worked out. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting on the bench, and so as you're sitting on the bench, now you must remember, for me, I'm watching the game through the eyes of a boy from the ghetto, a boy from Mitchell's Plain. I'm watching the game like that. So I'm not just watching who's on the field. I'm watching. Oh my word! Is that Diego Fallen? So here's Diego Fallen. Here's Diego Fallen. Here's Cavani. Here's Luis Suarez, my bro. Here's this man. This is how I'm watching the game, right? Because you must understand, this is a dream you living here. You don't get to see these guys every day. You know what I'm saying, Thaakir? So I'm watching it like that, not as a professional thinking, oh, you know what, these guys are playing 4-4-2 here. I wonder how we're gonna break down this system. No, I'm not watching the game like that. Because I already told myself, Kune is doing brilliantly here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be a support staff, so why not enjoy the occasion? Then as the game goes on, Kune gets a red card. And then I go to Shoaib. You have a lot of... I'm going to speak the way I speak. Shoaib, I tell Shoaib, yeah, Shoaib, what are we going to do now? That man is sent off, my bro. What are we going to do now? So he knocks me. Moeneeb, you must go on. I tell him, Shoaib, there's no time for jokes now, my bro, man. This is the World Cup here. This man is sent off. We're going to play without a keeper. He knocks me again. He says, Moeneeb, you must go on. And then it dawned on me, like, whoa. I'm here by the game because I'm a reserve player. I'm not in the stand. I really need to go on. So now you must know that I'm dressed thick. I've got tights on. I've got undergarments. I've got gloves under my gloves. Because I'm just going to sit on the bench. So now I think to myself, oh my word, it dropped into my head. And I think to myself, Moeneeb, you need to go on now. So then the nerves kick in. But alhamdulillah, Allah planned it like this, where I had to take off all that clothes. And while I'm taking off all that clothes, I had like about 15 minutes, like 10 minutes to take all those clothes off. And that calmed my nerves a little bit, right? So then finally I got undressed. And then I was ready to go on. So they took Steven Pienaar off for me to come on. So by that time, I've now calmed down and I've relaxed now. So now my mind is in the game again. And as he comes to the line, I hug him to go on. You know, he wishes me luck. As I hug him, I lay on his shoulder and I look to the penalty spot. And Diego Forlan is waiting for me on the penalty spot. Right? As he's waiting for me on the penalty spot, I realize I watched this guy from Manchester United. And here this guy is waiting for me, Moeneeb Josephs from Mitchell's Plain, Portland, to kick a penalty against me. Then all my nerves came back. And then I had to go fight in there. Then I thought to myself, okay, let me try and do what I do in the PSL. We have chat to people and, you know, just to get their minds off from the penalty.
Unravel them a bit.
Hey? And he just,
Unravel them a bit, yeah.
yeah, but that never worked. Not was all this guy gave me a stare was, what are you trying? Go stand on the line and let me put the ball in the net. He just gave me that attitude, hands on the side, and just go stand there. Just go stand there. I'm talking a whole lot of crap. And then when I realized, hey, this guy's not going to do, he's not budging, he's not giving me anything. I went back to the line. And wallahi, he knew where he was going to kick. I knew where he was going to kick. But because his mindset is on such a high level where penalties is concerned, it looked to me as he knew exactly the height I can dive and where I can't reach. Because I tell you, I went the right way and I felt I got him. But he placed the ball just above my hand here. And it's not as if I got close to the ball. He just placed that ball perfectly into the position. You know? And that was, and after that, and then you must understand. And then that was the first moment. That was my first action of the World Cup. The next action was, I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, but here's Cavani now close to me. That's Luis Suarez making a run. Like this, the game is in my mind, like a small boy from Mitchell's Plain, just enjoying the occasion. You know, yes, we lost 3-0. And listen, it was a home World Cup. Everybody would love to have gone further. But I'm speaking from a personal point of view, what it meant to me. You know, as much as I would have liked to go through in the World Cup as well, it wasn't set out for us that way.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed every occasion, brother. Every little moment I enjoyed.
Okay, so real quick, in like 1 minute, just wrap up your entire 2010 World Cup experience for us because we are running out of time.
You just said we got to come on Thaakir when we must do a test match interview here. In 1 minute, unbelievable. And I give praise, alhamdulillah, for the opportunity. Alhamdulillah. It was unbelievable. I got to see people who I never thought I got to stand on the same field with people who I never thought I'd be close to, you know. So alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Okay. Moeneeb, we're going to have a part 2 of this, right? We need a part 2, much needed.
Yes,
I am promising you that.
You haven't even heard my full game against France.
Exactly. But let's keep that. But before I do, there's some people that wanted to send you a message of good luck and congratulations on your sterling career in sport.
Okay.
Hi, Salam. I'm one of Moeneeb Josephs' niece, and I just want to say how proud I am of him, and that he's the biggest role model for me and the family, and that may Allah grant him all the guidance through his ups and downs, and that I love him so much, and I'm proud of where he is right now, and that he supports the family no matter what. So, like,
My name is Nadra and I'm married to Moeneeb, and there's so much I can say about him, but what stands out the most is Moeneeb's personality, Moeneeb, and how hard he works and how much effort he puts into whatever he does, and whoever he speaks to, you know, he touches your heart. He's very extremely hardworking and a very lovable person, and I love him and support him all the way.
Neepy, my brother, I just want to congratulate you on a stellar career you've had as a pro footballer, and yeah, you've inspired so many young goalkeepers out there, and I'm one of that goalkeepers. And I remember going to the stadium as a young boy watching you, and I would always be excited like way before the game, and you know, always getting gloves and tights and things from you, you know, it used to just warm my heart, and it used to encourage me so much to just want to perform well and do well and make a career out of football. So yeah, I really want to congratulate you on just the way you've carried yourself as a pro footballer and a true professional, you know. And I just want to wish you all the best in your new venture as a coach, and I know 100% you'll make a success of it. just because of your character and your belief and your hunger and your love for the game. So yeah, God bless and keep well, my brother.
Hi all. Moeneeb Josephs. Well, not much to say about him. We've been friends since forever. And the one thing that I know that has carried him through his whole career is the main fact that he supports his family. Not his family supporting him in everything that he does, but with him supporting and loving his family the way he does, the Almighty grants him success. So yeah, all the best for further endeavors, my friend. Your success thus far, you can only thank the Almighty, and you continue doing what you're doing. You'll only reap much more rewards and benefits. All the best, my friend.
Salam, Daddy. I'm not good at doing such things, but if I stutter, my bad, ma. But anyways, I would like to start off by saying how proud I am of Daddy and all Daddy's achievements in Daddy's career. I would like to wish Daddy everything of the best in the near future for whatever decisions Daddy's about to make. And Daddy always have my support 100%. I'm super proud of you and I love you very, very much, Daddy.
Well, that was the messages from Moeneeb's family and his friends and his son as well.
Are you crazy, Thaakir? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You know I'm an emotional guy. Gee, you know I'm an emotional. Are you mad? Are you mad, brother?
Is that tears I see there, Moeneeb?
Yes, I'm a chunky Bali. I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm all about emotion, and that for me, that group of people there, and there's a few more additions. Those are the ones that I've been representing through my whole career, And then Brandon as well. What a prospect. What a prospect. I know Brandon since he was a little boy just starting off.
There was so much more that we could have played. We just unfortunate that we are against time.
No stress.
Moeneeb, look, from my side, I mean, you've always been a role model to all of us in South Africa as a youth. You've been that Muslim sports person that we could look up to and a perfect role model for all of the youngsters out there from my generation and for many other generations to come. If there's ever a template or a blueprint we must follow, it would be the footsteps of Moeneeb Josephs. Shukran to you for everything that you've done. Shukran for your time. I really, really appreciate it. Part 2 of this in 2021. We're coming for you. We're ready for it.
Jazakallah, shukran for this beautiful, beautiful interview. For me, I've done a lot of interviews, but it's all been sports orientated. But this for me is what I love doing because this is what I'm about. And this is what you do, my friend. It's beautiful. Beautiful. It's one of the rare interviews that I enjoy doing. May Allah Ta'ala grant you success forward and grant may your show and whatever you do in your endeavors just keep growing from strength to strength, inshallah. Shukran for your time. I really appreciate it.
Amin, and shukran to you so much for taking the time out of your day to chat to us. I know you're a busy guy, and part 2 of this we're going to pick up from that France match and run through the rest of your career. Shukran so much. Have a good evening further. I will be seeing you next week, and then we can catch up.
No stress. Jazakallah, brother. I really appreciate it. Salam to everybody.
Well, that's it from the Sports Talk for 2020. It's been a good year. It's been an amazing one, from World Cup winners to community heroes to guys like Moeneeb Josephs sharing his 2010 World Cup experience with us. Right after this, you're going to be joined by Nafisa Dango, and she is joined by a group of panelists, and they're going to tell you exactly how to start your 2021. This interview will be available on all of Salam Media's platforms, and I promise you, it's one not to be missed. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in this evening and for joining us for the Sports Talks for 2020. Yes, have a good end of year. Hope everybody stays safe. Remember to sanitize. Remember to keep your mask on. And let's not be irresponsible during this time period, because we do want to see many, many more sports talk shows in the future. That's it from myself, Thaakir Dawood, for 2020. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.